Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final pitch from the Innovation and Entrepreneurship course here at IFP School. So, during the last 2 weeks, students addressed different energy transition problems. For this, they used many tools and developed many skills like problem framing, brainstorming, design thinking, value proposition, prototyping, storytelling, and many more. What you see today is the results of only 2 weeks of work. And for these results, we will have an evaluation for these presentations. We will have two kinds of evaluation. The first one you can do at home. So the first one is the audience prize. And the second evaluation is the jury evaluation. So for the audience, wherever you are in the world, and also from the jury here. I would like to welcome and thank you so much for you guys from the jury that you are here today. And I would like that you introduce briefly yourself. But I just would like to say one thing first, that for every presentation, we have 4 members of the jury and the coach of each company that will be seen and will have the right to make the first question. So you can vote in the companies and the presentations just during the presentation if you already have the link, or you see the QR code on the screen just after each presentation. So to begin, I would like to say thank you, Claude, to be with us. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, thank you very much for the invitation. So, hi everyone, my name is Claude Nunez. I'm in charge of the mobility department at IFP School. And well, I'm very excited to be part of this journey today. All the best, guys.
Françoise, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very pleased to hear whole the presentation after. My name is Françoise Méchin. I'm from IFP EN, and I'm in charge of a subsidiary and the management of the subsidiaries, and also of sometimes creating companies.
Thank you so much. I pass to Françoise, who you know
Hello,
shortly.
guys.
We will know shortly, Julien.
Hello, guys. I'm very pleased to be here today with you and to share what you have done in your job. I'm in charge of sales and B2B at IFP Training.
Sabine, thank you to being with us.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm very pleased to see your last final pitch. So I'm Sabine Porel. I work in Accence, an IFP Group company, as a global learning coordination manager and also coordination of the technical expertise channel, so our internal expertise channel.
Thank you so much, Sabine. So, to begin, we will start with a team that will address the textile waste in Ghana. Sortex, the floor.
We are very happy to be in front of you today to introduce to you our startup, Sortex. Now I want you to pay attention to this image and imagine that you have to live in this place. Impossible, right? But this is the daily life of millions of people in West Africa, especially in Katamanto in Ghana. I know you're wondering why these women are wearing coats under 40 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, this is the consequence of our nowadays lifestyle, fast fashion. All around the world, we are buying clothes through different platforms like Shein and so on. And the best way to recycle those textiles is to give them a second-hand life by making donation to poor countries like Ghana. That's why in Ghana, every single day they receive more than 160 tons of those whole clothes. But the problem is, more than 40% of these clothes are not sellable. So they end up being dumped on the ground, and after at the sea. So of course, this leads to ecological and human disaster that you can see. For example, air pollutions, water pollutions, and human disease. This is the problem that we want to solve today as Sortex.
So what we propose is smart textile sorting trailer. This trailer will have 2 trucks. One of them will carry the mechanism of smart sorting with NR camera that will differentiate the composition of textile, be it cotton, polyester, blends, and you can see on prototype that it will deliver it to the containers, to the appropriate containers. And we will do this by low-cost acquisition. So what I mean by that, we go to the market, we buy from the market the kilogram of textile by 25 cents, or we do it for free in the collecting from the beaches, from public spaces, everywhere. But you may ask, how do we make money out of that if we're doing it for free? But we have our customers, we have recycling companies that we sell this textile. And our system will automate this process, will make this process 5 times faster. We will deliver more than 10 tons per day, and by that, we give value to our customers. We reduce their labor and time by automating this process. Let me talk about how we're going to operate. 5 days a week. Each day we go to different locations that you can see on the map at Catamanto Market. We collect, we sort, and we deliver it to recycling companies that you can see on the slide. They specialize in recycling polyester, cotton, blends, everything. Also, we're thinking about potential partners. Firstly, OR Foundations, that is an organization created in West Africa to address these problems like textile waste in Ghana. And also, when we scale, when we move to other countries, we might be the service company to the clients of Access. The key point why we are confident in our project is that the research has been done by OR Foundation, and it's clear that more than 40% of textile is purely composed. And as we know, purely composed textile give more profit. We can sell it at high price. But those ones that we sell at lower price, it's still sellable to the recycling companies that make energy out of it. So we're still getting profit from this. And by these calculations, we might say that we reach the break-even after 2.7 years.
So real quick before we start, I just want to go over some key points about our project and our solution. So first thing is the 180,000 tons of imported textile that is going into Ghana. This is a crazy atrocity that's affecting these people, especially in the Catamanto, Accra, Ghana area. 40% of this textile that's being sent to Ghana is turning into waste that cannot be recycled or worked on. So with Sortex, our first couple of years, we plan on actually being able to reduce about 4,000 tons of textile waste being thrown onto these people's public spaces and beaches. And with that, after a breaking point of 2.5 years, as my colleague had mentioned, we plan on profiting of $200,000. So I want you guys to realize, when you guys go on Google and search Ghana beaches, the image on your right is what you guys are going to be seeing. It looks very beautiful and everything, right? But in reality, there's this issue on the left that's going on in Ghana as well. There seems to be some sort of silence, some sort of numbness. You say you care, but what are you guys doing about it? Absolutely nothing, right? There's some sort of silence that someone needs to speak. And us, my team and I, at Sortex, we are the voice. Change begins now. That's why we're going to Ghana to make a change. And we'd love for everybody else to be a part of this change. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, guys, and congratulations for your presentation. Um, as we do always, you have your coach here, and Julien. Great job with Dan, and congratulations for what you have done. What's your first question?
Yeah, thank you so much, Joao. Thank you for the team because very good job. My first question is about ESG criteria. How do you do you ensure about the problem of ESG compliance? How do you organize your solution all around ESG criteria? It's my first question.
Okay. Um, I would say we we will ensure that our business will be aligned with the sustainable development goal. We try to create the circle loop of the economy and also the environment and the social impact. Our business is obviously get the positive impact to the environment. We try to reduce the waste from the textile, and for the social impact, we try to make the quality of life of the people to be better, and we also create the local job. For example, the collector, they can sell the textile waste to us and they can get the money. We didn't steal the job from the local people, but we try to encourage the people to have the concern about this issue. And another thing is about the the sustainable of the recycling. We try to deliver our waste to the recycle company to make like the material to them. So we create the circle loop of the circle economy.
Well, thank you guys. Great job, amazing pitch. I have a question because your economic model for me is too high level, and I would like to understand better that you explain more details about the capex and the opex of your project.
Our financial analysis about the CapEx, we take account all our investment, building trucks and material that we need to build our solution and to install our startup in Ghana, administration, location, and equipment to build our business. So our CapEx is about 1 million of dollar, $1 million to begin our business in Ghana, and that is about our capex. And OPEX is our operational cost to product every day. Our polyester, cotton, all about product is around uh, 500 $500,000 per year.
Thank you. Very well. It's a beautiful project. There is some study of French government about the exportation of fast fashion, and there is some study which expose that there is some, how do you say, difficulties or black market on the trade of the waste in this country. How do you proceed to answer to this black market? Do you understand my question? No, maybe not. Yeah?
So about the black market, normally the fund, the donation that people are doing normally should go free for people, but they are selling this. That's why we said about this. We have a partnership with AMA. AMA is the local administration in Katamandu. So in our project, we'll have I would say partnership with them. So to address this issue too. So, but what we are doing also is don't see the waste like a waste, because there are also resources, valuable resources, but we can give value to those waste as company.
Thank you very much for your presentation, which was very good. I have just a small question about your process unit. How it's going to be power up? What will be the power for this unit? Electricity, diesel engine, and how will you supply a power solution for the long term?
Or two solutions we can't see on the models, but we have to we want to put some solar panels on the top of the two systems, like we have all we can have all energy necessary for working yeah, because for this system of collecting on the beach, we can use the tractor and the energy powered by tractors directly for this machine. And the other, we can add we can use energy near to markets.
Okay, and have you evaluated the OPEX regarding the energy you will need to process your? Yeah.
Yes. In our OPEX evaluation, we take account all this energy consumption, gasoline consumption, all things around our business. We count in the OPEX.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your nice presentation. I would like to have more detail, if possible, or example of what we can do with pure composition textile.
Pure composition textile. First, we try to differentiate into the cotton, linen, polyester that create high value. I may talk about the recycling material first. For the polyester, we can transform to the plastic, but we not intend to do by ourselves. We try to find the partner to do that. Not the partner, sorry, the client, because we can sell this kind of material to them. But we have to sort properly in order to sell this material to them. And first step, we seek for the local client, which is the recycling company that situated in the Ghana, because we concern about the waste export in another country. So we will start from the recycling company inside Ghana first. And not only the recycling, for the cotton or linen, they may be upcycling to be another product. For example, the bag or something else that can be used and transferred into another item that can use in our daily life. And not only the recycle, for the another composition that we consider as a mix, we can sell to the waste to energy factory that they burn the waste and they transform the waste into the electricity. That is the way that we want to manage our textile.
Thank you.
Thank you for the jury. Thank you guys, and great presentation. Now, you that you are at home, or there are many people here also around the IFP School today, seeing this presentation. Now is the time that you can vote. So you will have a special prize for the audience, as I told before, and now is the time that you vote. Thank you. We are back live, and the second theme will address the limited access to electricity in isolated areas. So, Volterra, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Volterra Energy. And we want you to imagine with us this sad situation. We are in 2025, the century of artificial intelligence. And did you know how many people around the world don't have access to energy, to electricity? So 730 million of people don't have access to electricity. That's a lot. And 2.2 billion of people don't have access to internet. What does it mean? A limited access to education, to healthcare, and digital inclusion. So the problem, the lack of electricity around the world is real. Look, for example, for Gideon in Central African Republic. In Bangui, we suffer from energy problem every day. We only have electricity for 10 hours a day. And for Santiago Barres in Bolivia, access to energy in Santa Cruz is extremely difficult. We have to walk for kilometers just to charge our phone. This is a real problem. During this short trip, we're gonna bring you in Bolivia.
Where this story that my colleague tell is a reality in my country. For example, in this point, I'm gonna present you the city of San Ignacio de Velasco in Bolivia, that the population right now is more than 77,000 people, that in this case, more than 2.5 thousand families, they don't have access to the electricity, and 5,000 families, they don't have access to internet. This problem caused that more than a lot of people, they don't have access to a good education, good healthcare, and also to grow like a population. For example, this is a map from Bolivia, the national grid and electricity, and if you see in the rectangle, this is the city of San Ignacio de Velasco that is very isolated, and for this reason we bring this new solution for decentralize the energy and bring us the electricity at these isolated villages.
So meet the core of our ecosystem, the Volterra box. You have here on the table a 3D printed model. So we did not build this for showroom, but for the reality of the field. With 1.4 kilowatt-hour capacity, this battery can provide electricity to household or small business for 1 day up to 1 week, depending on the utilization. It is rugged by design, certified IP65, meaning it can withstand dust or heavy rain, for instance. But our true competitive edge relies on this specific feature, the Volterra lock. This proprietary connector prevents us from energy thefts and secures our energy as a service model. So the hardware remains our asset and the client only pay for the access. It is modular, meaning that you can stack up several batteries to have a larger capacity if needed. And it is built to resist and scalable.
Our second solution is based on a simple idea. Instead of forcing electricity infrastructure into these isolated villages, we move energy using simple existing systems. We proposed a merchant-based battery swap service. Local merchants have to travel between the villages and the cities on a regular basis to supply their goods. So our solution will be implemented into these existing routes. The batteries will be charged at central hubs in the city, and then the merchants will deliver it directly to the villagers when they go back to the village. Then after usage, the battery will be brought back to the center hub and the cycle will go on. The logistic already exists, but for cooking with gas tanks. So for households, this means no installation and no high investment. For families, it means they will have access to portable charge batteries for lighting, for charging their phones, for daily essential needs. And the most important thing is, it is affordable. For merchants, it is an additional source of revenue without changing their routine. And as a whole for the system, it reduces the environmental impact because we will not construct any new facility, and it is scalable. In the future, if the government decides to install electrical grid in this specific area, our solution can be moved into another isolated village.
So, how does our model work? First of all, we've been needing the investment of local governments and NGOs so we can gather resources to acquire our devices and to do the proper installation. The devices are the battery itself, so we can deliver it to people and also bring electrical energy to them. Then the inverters, so we can extract the embedded energy in the batteries, so we can power up the electronic devices. Last but not least, the chargers and adaptation of a local to be a charging hub, so we can charge the batteries after their use. When it's all set up, we can start delivering. So we are charging €2 per deliver, but we are keeping €1 per battery swap. With this operation, we can reach up to 8% of profit per each battery in its whole life cycle.
So to answer the question, what do we bring that others don't? And because in Volterra believe that innovation is the source of inspiration, we created this comparative table with some of great players in the energy that treat the same problem as us in South America or in Africa also. So, or also to track the market and to see what can we improve in this market. So, for instance, you can see that Volterra is taking the highest position in the grid, and that's because we combine between ultra-low infrastructural requirements, which means low cost and high deployment, and also high community integration, because we're not just providing services, but also creating job offers and opportunities for the local villagers.
Ladies and gentlemen, our project participates to the Sustainable Development Goal, and more precisely, the 7th, affordable and clean energy for all. As we mentioned from Santiago at the beginning of this presentation, our solution allows him to don't walk all these kilometers. I'm Volterra. You are Volterra, and we are Volterra. Together, let's empower people, not just devices. Thank you a lot.
Congratulations, guys, for your great presentation. And congratulations for you also, Laurent, for all the brilliant work that you have been doing, not just this year, but many years, as you know. It's this partnership with us as we are learning so much from you. It's a real pleasure to have you here. So what's your question for your guys?
First of all, not a question. Thank you very much for the very good presentation you did, and also for the amazing job you did during the past 2 weeks. Thank you it's very good. My question is about batteries. You need batteries for your system. From where do these batteries come?
So first of all, thank you, Laurent. We all thank you in my behalf for all your advices and all the stuff you did for us during those 2 weeks. And to answer your question, in the first step, the battery cell will be bought in China, where everyone buy the battery cells, because we need to be fast and we need to implement the solution as cheaply as possible. But we have a long-term view. In the long term, we want to implement recycled battery supply chains, and we want to assemble them in the concerned countries, like for this example, Bolivia, in order to be more sustainable and also to provide local jobs and support the local economy.
Thank you, everyone. You make a good job, absolutely. It's a very interesting project also. And it's a real problem in Bolivia, I know that. For the battery, I have 2 questions, if it's possible. One it's about the recycling of a battery and the life of your battery. How do you calculate or evaluate or imagine the recycle? And my second question, it's about the standard and the performance of the battery. Do you satisfy, or how do you satisfy the safety of a battery when they come in the system from China? Do you have standards? Have you verified the standards, and how do you implement the standard in your process?
Okay, I'm sorry, but it's about the safety of the battery. It's, you want to say the safety in operating conditions by itself? In our system. Okay, so for the battery, we have to ensure, so we have a device called the BMS, the battery management system. So we have to ensure that battery is operating in a safe operation area. In this case, that doesn't surpass a limit of temperature, voltage, and current. So it will be managed in the device. In the proper device, we have this BMS operating. Sorry, I can repeat it out. The recycling. Okay, so we've located some companies in South America also. There is one in Brazil that works with recycling of batteries, and also in here, the energy source in Brazil, located, so it's near Bolivia. They work in recycling and also in second life applications of batteries. Here, another option of Terra Colombia is more focused in recycling. And here in Europe, if we have the possibility to work more locally, we have Connected Energy that also does this recycling and second life applications, and some SNAM group, the Renault group, that they also focus on recycling of batteries. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I have no question because you really convinced me. And I have two comments. I really believe in your solution because it addresses a need of electricity supply. And the other point is, when you spend some time in South America, you see that there is already this type of services working with gas and water. When you go to the street, there is always each morning one guy coming with tank of gas and shouting in the street, gas, gas, and I really feel that it fits with the habits of the let's say not the habits, the supply chain, local supply chain. It will fit with what does exist already. So I can imagine a guy in the street with batteries, and so yes, it really talked to me. Thank you, guys.
Not really a question, but also it was really convincing and well explained. Thank you for this presentation. It's a little link to your question, Françoise. Do you imagine to do a life cycle assessment of all your of the life of your product? So from the used battery and then to the recycling of your device.
Yes, for example, with the first question that we have, we explained that at the beginning we bought all the batteries from China, but we have the plan, and also we contact other partnerships in Bolivia and other companies in South America that can make the maintenance and the recycling of these batteries, and also all the companies that we presented that we have a plan in the long time to make a cycle that this battery that I use it right now, or I want to implement in this village, we maintain and recycle and also continue with the life cycle of this project.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, I love your project. I understood that you have in your understanding of the technology, you propose the good one, the LFP technology for batteries, so it's a great choice. But my question is more about the why we have to invest, because in you, what is the differentiation? Because you just say, when I see the table, so it's a good job, because I understand that you have a strongest competitors, but in the differentiation that you have, to say just, I know community integration, it must be proven, not just claimed. So can you tell me more details and convince me why I have to invest in your project? Thank
Yes,
you.
of course. So first of all, if you understood well, this solution does not exist anywhere else. Like what we have right now is like installing solar panels, and it has a lot. The capex is too high, and this is why in those isolated areas sometimes the government is very reluctant to install those the solar panels, and also because it has a lot of maintenance. And also for the use of solar panels, you need to also have batteries because you need to have lights at night. So I mean, like our solution is very fast to deploy. As Abdijali said, like we have low infrastructure cost, very fast to deploy, and also we really want, like it's very important for us to provide like to enhance the local economy. You know, so this is what we bring with our solution, and with your money, we want to scale this project because, as mentioned, there is not only a small village in Bolivia that has no access to electricity, but hundreds of millions. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, guys. Congratulations for your presentation. And now that you are at home, now that you are seeing this live, you can vote for this group with the QR code that you see on your screen, or also with the link that we will share in our comments. Thank you again. Les pains, les croissants, the bread and les croissants, they are so, important in France. They're part of the spirit of the France. So the next team will address the energy consumption of bakeries. So Eco Energy, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being here. This project started when my sister called me at 2 a.m. in 2022 during the energy crisis. She called me concerned about the energy cost of her bakery. She was scared it was going to close because of the energy costs. This is an issue that many bakers, thousands and thousands of bakers, live every day and continuously. This is why we chose to tackle this issue.
So the issue that we wanted to tackle is in two parts. The first part is the issue of the volatility of energy prices in Europe. As you may know, in 2022, the energy prices skyrocketed, mainly due to the war between Russia and Ukraine and other geopolitical reasons. This affected a lot of people and a lot of business, but especially bakeries. Why bakeries? Because they use high thermal ovens that account for around 65% of the energy consumption of the bakery, and also cold rooms. So there is a lot of heat, and there is a lot of cold that may be lost. Bakeries, there are 35,000 bakeries in France and many more in Europe, so there are a lot of potential customers. Moreover, they are, as I said, highly energy intensive businesses with low profit, low margin on the items that they sold. So when energy prices go up, this affects a lot the revenue of the business.
So this is where eco energy comes in. We propose three solutions. One of our solution is that around 40 to 50% of the energy is produced from the ovens and furnaces. It is left in the exhaust and it goes in the environment. So what we propose, we will utilize this energy by installing just a small heat exchanger with the water flowing in the pipes. And with this, we can cut off the unleft, unused energy by 30%. And from this energy, this energy can be reused for the preheating purposes, for the heating, for the hot water consumption. As for the preheating, we can, if we are using centralized heating systems, we can turn them off when our ovens are turned off. For the second solution, we will monitor the electricity prices and how this can help the bakers. It's not only the consumption, we help them when to buy the electricity. So we will have a close look on the price forward curve, and we will suggest them when to buy the electricity for the annual electricity consumption, so they can have a good contract with the electricity suppliers. So from this solution, how we can help the bakers, it will help them to reduce their energy costs by 10 to 15%. Talking about our final solution, some of the bakeries in France and all other bakeries, they have some unused rooftops. So we contact with the solar energy suppliers and the energy supplier contractors. The bakers, they only provide their roofs, and the solar contractor will place their solar PV systems. And from this, the passive income generated for the bakers is in the form of rent. The solar contractors will pay them the rent, and from that they can reduce their electricity costs or energy costs by 5 to 10%. So we will talk more about this in detail.
Now, two very important questions. First, why should bakers be interested in our solution? And two, why should you invest in our solution? So we target 80% of bakeries. These are small bakeries. Their energy bills are around 1,500 euros per month before our intervention. And after our intervention, we hope to get them to 1,000 euros per month. This makes them gain 500 euros per month of energy savings, and they will only pay us 7% of these savings, which is 35 euros per month. Regarding the payback time, investors can expect to get their money back in 18 to 24 months, depending on the solutions we propose. Because depending on whether the bakery has space or it has an unused solar panel, we can combine our offers. This is like how the revenues we expect with the technical solution. We estimate that the bakers will pay us 20% upfront of the cost of installation. Then the amount left will be divided in the next month when they will pay us 15% of the amount left. And from then onwards, we expect 7% of their energy savings. So our revenues should be divided between 50% from the heat recovery unit, 30% from the smart energy price monitoring, and 20% from the rooftop solar revenue. Globally, we expect a turnover of 5 million euros per year.
We also have for sure a marketing solution. Here you can see our different page. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram one, and a website. You can visit it at the end of our presentation. You can scan the code. To summarize everything we said, we have three main solutions: to monitor the energy prices, the solar panel, as well as the reuse of the excess of heat in the bakery. So our solution meet the sustainable goals mentioned there. Let's take, for example, the seventh goal, which is affordable and clean energy. By offering an affordable and clean energy to our customers, we are protecting the climate and doing positively action toward the climate, and so we are protecting the environment. And as Rita was mentioning the problem of a sister in the beginning, with our solution, we are confident that we can provide them the great solution and the effective one. And from now on, a sister will sleep better and as well as Rita. And it is the case for many bakeries in France, so they will operate more easily. With Eco Energy, we think about design solution, bake more, and pay less. And now, meet the team, the different members of our team, and thank you for your time.
Congratulations to you guys for this nice presentation. Also, I would like to say congratulations to Dimitri for that you are the coach of this team. I also like to say thank you for being with us again. Just to brief explain a little bit how it works. So during these weeks, we have, as I told you in the beginning, many different courses that will support students to develop their projects, but we have an incredible support from the coaches. So the coaches are volunteers that are investing their time helping the students, and Dimitri is part of this coach, so thank you so much. What is your first question for your team?
Thank you, Joao, for the invitation. It was a really pleasure to take part of this challenge. Guys, I want to congratulate you. I'm very proud of you all. You're well done and on your energy and team spirit. So my first question is about the revenue estimation and market needs. Could you give us more details on your revenue estimation, and how did you consolidate also the market needs? Thank you.
Okay. For the revenue, we make some research. Like my team said just before, there is 35,000. There is 35,000 bakeries in France. So in this 35,000, we just keep 80% of all this market. And in this 80% bakers, we try to make her save, for example, for the first solution, which is heat recovery, 6,000 euro per year. For the next solution for monitoring, we try to save 3,000 euro per year, and for the last solution, 1,000 euro per year. For each solution, for example, for the first, we try to save for our startup just 7% for each solution. Just for example, for the first, 400 and around 400 euro per year. For the next solution, 200, and for the last 700. So when we multiply it by the number of the customer that we hope to get at least 75%, we have 3 million per year for the first solution, it's exchanger, 1 million per year for the second, 1 million and a half million per year for the next solution, and just 500,000 million per year for the roof solar value. For the next, for the last part, we make a survey. We make a survey. For example, we try to contact some bakers or other startups to know how they function and what is the trend of the market. So we try to have the feedback from there, and we get a special feedback for Boulanger de Grand Paris, who is very proud of our solutions, and expect that we will work together for this project. Thanks.
Thank you very much, guys, for your work. And it's a really practical work, so it's very interesting. And for French people, it's really, you tackle a very important problem. So thank you for that. I was wondering, did you try to investigate on the thermal insulation also solutions you could bring to, because I guess a lot of bakeries in France are old in terms of furnace, in terms of equipment. So you have a lot of loss of thermal due to insulation. So maybe revamping will be also a way to save energy.
Okay. If you want. Thank you for the question. There are multiple ways we can address this problem also. As for the insulation, if a bakery was built maybe 20 years ago, for the insulation, we will have to reinstall or rebuild each and every wall. We can consider this solution because our aim is that we can reduce the electricity consumption and the energy bills. But for the implementation, for every bakery, they will have to rebuild their walls, their entire structures again and again. So the first capex cost is way too much. For the small bakeries and the artistic bakeries, for the home bakeries, it would be a little bit problem to install insulation and in each wall and to reduce their energy bill. So.
And sorry, another question quickly. Yeah. And also regarding the practices, the best practices within the industry, do you investigate in ways that, for example, there is a way of cooking or way of preparation to save energy? So to share the best practices or something like that for the bakeries?
We investigated many bakeries and we asked a lot of questions, and there are, during the energy crisis, they found many solutions, not many, but some solutions to, like you said, in the way they cook and everything. And for example, some bakeries invested in the oven with four stages exactly, and depending on the client's influx and everything, they can manage to turn on only one or two. They also, depending on their contract, they try to, for example, to optimize the cost, to turn on the oven when the prices are really low, or yeah, those are the most important solutions we heard about.
Thank you for your really nice presentation. Your pitch was perfect, so it was a pleasure to follow. I'm still really interested in the heat recovery unit. So you have a 3D model here. Maybe you mentioned, but I didn't catch the number. What is the price of this utility? And yes, more the capex of this program.
Okay, the price, we are fixing a budget. We fix the annual budget around each solution for each bakery. We have like a fixed budget up to 2,000 euros. And it depends on the contractor that we want to work with. For example, Exodraft provide some type of heat exchanger that's around their price around 1,800 to 2,000. So it depends on how much big the bakery and how much loss they have. So it really depends.
Well, thank you, guys. You address a very Frenchy market, but I think the originality is in the market that you address. On the other hand, the solution that you propose exists, I think. And I don't see anything about competitors, not in this market, but you also can see if you have competitors in other kind of markets. And also, I would like to have your vision about the scalability of your business. Thank you.
So we do have competitors, but they are targeting only big industrial ovens and furnaces that produce items in bulk, like Total Energies. Our biggest competitor are Total Energies and Exodraft. But the small ones, you will find maximum of the bakeries here in France are the small one or from the like artistic bakeries. So they are still left unaddressed because the capex and the cost is way too much. So they're afraid to invest in this. And for the companies, why don't they invest? Because they don't have that much margin in return. That's why we addressed all the small bakeries and artistic bakeries.
And also to answer about the scalability of our product, first we start with small bakeries, but of course we can aim at other energy-intensive industries. And moreover, this is a French issue, but it can be reproduced in many countries. For example, we can take Italy. They also have an energy market that is really volatile, and they cook, and they have a lot of bakeries too. And since they are energy intensive, we can expand worldwide, and pizza also. And and so Italy and other, like the whole European market is exposed to the volatility of energy prices.
I will just to add something about the scalability. Talking about other countries, not only France, we can do some like a PV measurement. We can take we can extract some energy from the sun, but it depends. If the country is like oil and gas depending company like North Africa, Saudi Arabia, and so on, the price of electricity is really low, and investing in PV is like a mess, something that we don't need to work on.
Yeah, just to end. At the beginning, it's not only baker that we want to help for this issue. We want to help a personal businesses, for example, other than bakeries or other industry. It was not specifically the baker that we want to help for the beginning, but we want a point of start. We want to start somewhere, and in this way, we find that bakers have a real great problem to resolve this issue. So we choose a baker like the sister of our colleague express a need, so we choose to this subject.
Thank you, guys. It's very interesting. So, and you address an important market for French people. So I have one question about your BP and your business plan. And I'm very interested about your working capital. How do you estimate your needs in working capital? Because you address some small company which could have some difficulties or some delay to pay. So how do you address that?
Okay, so yes, we address small bakeries and small industries, but first we hope to start with you as investors to build our capital, and then our safety is when we ask the upfront payment to the bakeries, 20%. We estimate that it's a good percentage to start, and then the 15% each month can be really can really build the final price. And of course, we want and we will try to establish the financial credibility of each bakeries and see, for example, how did they answer to the crisis in 2022, how do they manage their finances and everything.
Thank you again. Congratulations for your great presentation. Thank you one more time for all your questions and comments for the jury. And you now can vote online for this group. So keep there and we will be back in just 1 or 2 minutes for the next presentation. We are back now. As you know, we are here at IFP School. We are an energy school inside of Energy Research Center. We have many projects, so addressing the energy transition. But when we began this project 2 weeks ago, students asked me, can we do innovation in different fields? Can we propose different types of innovation? And this is the case. This team would like to help renovation contractors make fast and accurate cost estimation. So, estimate, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Joao. Everything started around the coffee table. I was with Youssef, a contractor in the renovation industry, when suddenly someone called. His face changed. His smile disappeared. The painter just told him that the wall is absorbing too much and that they will need 2 times more painting than expected. For you, it might seem like a small problem, but for Youssef, it was a huge money loss. And thousands of contractors are facing the same problem every single day. When you're a contractor, providing a cost estimation is a real pain. It can take more than 10 hours per week. You will need to handle different types of data. You will manage photos, recordings, calculations, Excel spreadsheets, and one error, one missing detail is enough to turn a profitable job into a loss. On top of that, the client wants a fast estimation. He wants a fast and precise quote, which adds even more pressure and more stress. The cost estimation process takes too long. It's complicated and prone to errors. There must be a better way of doing it. And this is why our team created Steamate.
Steamate is an AI-powered phone app that is used to help renovation contractors make more fast and accurate estimations. To use Steamate, all you need to do is open your phone app, and that's it, nothing else. Let me show you how it works. Imagine this, the contractor goes on site and he's having a normal conversation with the client. While they're talking, the AI will listen to the conversation and capture key technical information from them. So in this case, the supervisor does not have to take notes or make calculations. He just has to focus on his client's needs. But as we mentioned, we are humans. Sometimes we miss details, we forget details. Don't worry, Steamate is there to save the day. If a detail is missed or if a question is not addressed, the app will inform the contractor, hey, you forgot to address this question. Because remember, missing details means losing time, losing money, losing credibility and trust in front of the client. After answering all the questions, the app will generate a ready-to-use cost estimation for the contractor, fast and accurate. Now, I know some of you might say this is a bit complicated or difficult to imagine. Don't worry, you don't need to imagine anything. I have a prototype with me. I can show you to you after the presentation how simple and easy to use the app is. Now, let's discuss the market. We have two main competitors, which are Handoff and Simplywise. They both use AI, similar to Steamate, but let me show you the advantages of Steamate compared to them. First, Steamate, the cost estimation done by Steamate is more accurate, thanks to the detailed technical checklist and question that the app has. Second thing, the Steamate has a material database built inside the app, so you can see materials from different suppliers with their cost and features live on site. Third thing, after the estimation, Steamate will provide some suggestions or recommendations for the contractor for the property to be more energy efficient and lose less energy. And finally, at the end of the estimation, the app will provide a ready-to-use contract, a ready-to-use Word document for the contract, so the contractor does not have to manually write the contract for himself. So this saves a lot of time as well. Now, my teammate Laura will walk you through the numbers. Thank you.
That's how our tool comes right into time. We found out that for the new regulation in Ile-de-France, we have 1.1 million houses or apartments that should go under renovation. And for that, we have 5,000 companies in Ile-de-France to do this kind of service. So they really need to be efficient. And with our tool, they can do that. And from subscribing monthly or yearly in our tool, we would receive a part of our revenues income, and the other part would come from the commissions of suppliers. As Soda mentioned previously, our database is composed by our material suppliers, and from our recommendations for them to use the materials, we would get a commission from all of these recommendations. We know also that in 6 months we can build our app, and in 14 to 18 months we can reach our break-even. So it's fast, it's almost 1 year, and if we keep on increasing, we would reach up to 4,000 clients. So that's an impressive number. We could really have a boost in this market. So as for Youssef and other companies that go through the same pain, save time, save money, use Steamate to estimate your costs.
Thank you, and congratulations for your presentation. I would like to say also congratulations to Olivier, that is the coach of this team. I will take a moment just to say that Olivier, many of things that happens here today and in the past 5 years is because of you. You believed in this program, in this project. You know what we are doing so far is thanks to you. And many of our innovation projects was born in your mind, and we are so glad that you are still in some way with us now, supporting the teams when you're here. So congratulations for this special work, and thank you again to be with us. But now, talking about business, what is your question for them?
Before my question, I will say two things. What you are saying is not correct because the architect of all this innovation and entrepreneurship project and the PSM is you and not me, and that you know that. Thank you, because it was really perfect. We trained this speech since, I don't know, 6 o'clock this morning, and congratulations. Thank you for your energy. But I have a question. You say that the break-even point is between 14 months and 18 months, let's say 60 months, if you want.
Yes.
Can you detail a little bit what you call the break-even point and how, yes, this slide, and how you have calculated that?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for your question, and thank you for the assistance and help during the project. Yeah, break-even is where our break-even is when our monthly revenue is more than our monthly operating cost. We did some research and we find out that our monthly operating cost is around 15,000 euros per month. This includes the cost of the AI, updating the app, the servers, and etc. So 15,000 euros per month is our operating cost. And based on our calculations, we need around 800 monthly users to reach break-even, meaning that if we have 800 users, we reach break-even and we generate more than 15,000 euros. And based on our prediction, we might reach 800 users in around 14 to 18 months. And I think this is realistic considering the market size. Thank you.
Hello, guys. Thank you for your
you.
presentation. I've just a small question. I didn't understand you say that you've got 5,000, there is 5,000 companies, and your break-even is when you will reach 4,000 clients. So, no, this is something I didn't understand.
So the 5,000 we mentioned is the all companies that are in the Ile-de-France region. So the 4,000 is the users that we are going to have after 5 years of time. So for the first few years, like for the first 14 months, we're going to have around 860 users, which is going to be able to have the break-even point. So, but after 5 years, we're going to reach, we're planning to reach all over the France, not just Ile-de-France, and we're going to have overall 4,000 users. So.
Okay. And just to follow up, so the 4,000 basically is all over France. The 5,000 companies that I mentioned beginning is only in Ile-de-France.
Oh, okay.
But the 4,000 is all over France after 5 years when we expand.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your nice presentation. Just to come back to your introduction pitch, so it's really, we understand very well the 2 layers more that we have to add in this situation. How your solution can avoid that, from my understanding?
Thank you. So first of all, we will have technical questions. For example, if you're missing any detail, the app will ask you questions that you need to answer. For example, when it comes to the wall, the absorption of the wall, you can calculate it based on the material of the wall. After that, you will also have humidity that plays a big role. By answering this type of questions, our app will be able to generate the right cost estimation with the right amount of painting.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. So amazing presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you address a real problem. It's a mature market. Your business model is amazing also. So congratulations for that. My question is more about the data, because in fact you're focused on an application. So of course you're going to have a lot of competitors with that. Your differentiation have to be driven by the data management. And sometimes accuracy is more important than sophistication. So can you tell me how do you manage to train your data and how you manage the data to have accuracy in your project? Thank you.
In the side of the data that we will capture during the visit, we will inform and we will have in the contract that we are using the app to listen to the informations. Yeah, this would be like more, my answer. I think it's more regarding to RGPD and AI Act, because it's the way we are treating our data, so we can use our model. And also, we will have like a period that we can keep our data, and then like with the listening, the voice, we will transcript this data, so we can have the text, and then we anonymize this data. This will be always anonymized, so we don't have personal data.
Yeah, so this was for the regulation, for the security. But when it comes to training the data, we already talked to different partners that are able to train the data with us. And the data will always be trained again based on your personal information, on how you are using it. So this is how we will be even more precise with time and even more accurate to give the best to our clients.
And also, inside the app, we have a feedback section. So after a contractor uses the app to make an estimation, he can provide feedback afterwards and basically say, this was the estimated amount, this is the real amount. So after time, the app will get more and more accurate and in the data. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys. It's a very, also another interesting project. I'm a little confused about the entry in the market, because you have competitors. IA is very open. And what exactly a partner or customer choose your solution in the time, in the long time? Because you can have an access now, but how do you continue to develop value on your solution in the future?
Yeah, as I showed you in the competitor slide, right now, in the market, there are two main competitors that offer similar services as Estimate. But not to mention that these two competitors, they are not in France. The data that they have is mostly in the US. So in Ile-de-France and in France, there are, we can say, almost no competitor. It's something new. And also, even if there are, none of them have these much advantages that I showed you, because Estimate is not only used for cost estimation, it saves a lot of time as well. It shows you, as I showed you, the material comparison in the database. And also, we have some plans for future development. Like this is just for the beginning, the features that I showed you. But in the future, we have some other plans to add more features inside the app. For example, we were planning to make a calendar inside the app, so the supervisor can organize the data more efficiently, and many more features that we can discuss in the future.
And to follow up with your question, we are going to keep our clients for a long time. For example, in our statistic, we have seen that 94% of companies in France are small companies. So our objective is to target these companies, since these our application is going to help them to have more reduction in cost estimations.
Great. Congratulations again, guys. As you've seen at home or when you're seeing this, maybe you are not imagine that all these teams, they had just 2 weeks to develop all these projects with business model, value proposition, interviewing clients, making prototypes, and many other things. And as you're seeing, the jury is doing tough questions for all of them, and I think that all of you guys, you are doing well in answering, because this is part of the learning process that we are putting in this game. So we just need to take a break for the next and the last one that we will present, and now is the time that you can vote for this company and the next. Thank you. We have a big diversity of topics, and maybe you can notice this, but we have also with the accents that we have more than 17 nationalities in the teams. So because and thanks to that, we have a very diverse projects and very diverse teams. And to prove that, the presentation that we will conclude would like they are working with wind energy, because all we know that wind energy is part of the energy transition solution. However, blade waste is a major issue. And this problem will be addressed by blade cycle.
We talk about clean energy all the time, but once during a field trip, I stood next to a landfill of wind turbine blades, perfectly engineered structures, yet treated as complete waste. Now, multiply that by thousands a year and the problem becomes crystal clear. That's why Blade Cycle was created to change this. The wind energy sector is expanding rapidly today, with over 375,000 offshore windmills operating globally. As this industry matures, we are now entering a critical phase, with over 40,000 windmills to be decommissioned in 2030 in Europe alone, creating a large volume of end-of-life blades in the market. These blades were made for durability and not for circular use, so as a result, around 78% of them end up in landfill today, which is such a waste. In addition to that, it also compromises the promise of sustainability within the wind energy sector.
So the core of our problem is exactly that, the wind blades. We know wind blades are entering a end-of-life cycle phase, meaning that there will be an increasing volume of blades to be decommissioned and disposed within the next years. As you might know, these blades are made for extremely difficult to recycle materials, which urge us to take an advantage and to take action into this. Our business and our industry is now facing a lack of scalable solutions for this kind of materials, and also because they are using and landfilling currently, and also we have a lot of expenditures in logistics and transportation. As you might think, landfilling is extremely harmful for the environment, so this requires a lot of environmental challenges. Not only because we are increasing blades disposing into landfills, but also because we are increasing carbon footprint. So therefore, we have to do something about it. That's why we present Blade Cycle. Blade Cycle offers a mobile facility which is deployable and disposable anytime and anywhere. Not only it is innovative, and it is also a strong facility which is taken to the wind farm owners for them to dispose and to treat their blades on site. By doing this, we know we can lower transportation costs, we can lower carbon footprint, and also we can involve the enabling of recovery of reshaped blades for their companies. So how do we make money? We have two main streamlines and two main customer segments. The first one are the landfill owners, the wind farm owners, and the second one are the construction and material companies. For the construction and material companies, we offer them the already reshaped and resized blades to be sold to them. But first, we try to get the blades from the wind farm operators. We are not just offering them to dispose and to trade their blades on site, but also we are going to treat with all the environmental and governmental restrictions that they may have. Our cost structure is quite simple. We have around 600,000 euros to capex investments specialized in advanced machinery and vehicles, and around 700,000 euros into transportation logistics, salaries of skilled engineers and technicians, and also machinery maintenance for our operation. We know that we have already two revenue streams. The first one is how much are we going to charge companies to take care of their business, to take care of their blades, to dispose them, and also to treat environmental and governmental restrictions. But also we're going to charge the construction and material companies for them to try to buy the blades from us. Sometimes they might have some special requirements, but we can manage that too.
The challenge of blade waste is real, it's urgent, and it's growing rapidly. Hence why we here at Blade Cycle aim to change that.
So let's reshape the future of this industry together. Thank you.
Congratulations for you guys. Congratulations to Vanessa that you are the coach of this team and you are also IFP school teacher. So what is the question you have to your team?
Thank you very much for inviting me to participate. I'm super happy for the second time. And I'm really happy for you guys because you have put a lot of effort and I have seen in your research and reaching to people, experts and companies to put that in few slides and in your pitch. My question will be, we know that it's a hot topic, the waste of the blades and how to manage that. Can you tell me more about the market and what are your competitors? What do you know about what is in place nowadays?
Thank you, Vanessa, for this question. Well, actually, the market is very competitive. So nowadays we have Ireland building bridges. So we have a Denmark transforming like wind blades in bus station. But now we are in France, so we don't have any company with this technology because we are a company that has like a machinery that can cut in the field, can reshape in the field. So we can get the those blades and shaped, and then we can transfer to the other to storage. So yeah, the market is like that. Thank you.
Just to add to what he said, currently in Germany, they are placing a ban on landfills. So definitely this increases the market for what we are offering. Also, we have been in touch with certain companies in Portugal, and they have just confirmed that at the moment, they actually do not have what they are doing for the blades, which are definitely going to come to the end of their life cycle in a short time. We've also gotten some feedback from Total Energies, and at the moment, there is currently nothing like this that they are doing with the wind blades. Thank you.
Your presentation, nice presentation, and it shows us a big issue, so we have to find solution. I like the picture that you put with the house way to use this blade, but do you have other idea of what we can do with this cut blade?
So thank you for the question. The idea we can use after we reduce the size or reshape the size of the bed can be so many ways. First of all, we can use it in the facility, like to building a facility, like use it as the board or a lot of things, and we can use it as a component of the cement. We like mix it with a mixture of cement and use this for the alternative way to use the recycling bed.
And also to add to what he just said, if you look before you, there is a prototype of a house which has been made from components of these blades. So this is one aspect that we can put the blade materials in use. There's application for facilities in the park, for bridges, and just like he said, we are also exploring possibilities to incorporate this into household materials, but definitely not for not for strong load-bearing components because they won't be able to fit for that. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it was a very nice presentation. I love the house, actually. It's a mix of a Star Wars house and a yurt from Mongolia. So it's something amazing, yeah. My question is about, did you think about having a more comprehensive solution? Because still remaining the mast and I would say the concrete on the floor. And if someone wants to have this blade dismantled, well, they won't want to have everything dismantled. So it's maybe a more comprehensive solution we should bring to the market. Did you think about it, or do you get my point?
I think by dismantling the blades, we reduce the value significantly because the idea of keeping the blades as they are and just reshaping and cutting them is to keep the durability of the wind blades. They're very strong material, and the idea is to keep it that way.
Okay, but does it really happen? Because normally they increase the size, they increase everything each time they dismantle. If we look at the evolution of the windmill, they get bigger and bigger. So I don't think it can be really reusable. I don't know. Just asking.
Sometimes what they do is that they try to sell the already reshaped blades to another companies. There are companies here in France, we know, there are companies that make some sort of quality check from the used blades for them to give it a second use as they are. But we think that this is how, we're aiming this solution just for the blades that are for the commission and that are already expired. So we are not thinking about keeping them as they are because by the moment we get them, they're useless by that time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. So blades circularity is an amazing topic. I love it. Thank you very much. Well, I think it's a huge and growing market. You explained your business model, but I think that you have you're in B2B world, and B2B it's not easy, right? So to begin with a B2B market. So my question is, how do you will manage your credibility, because you have to. Because to enter in this market is it's not easy doing. It's very hard. And the second point, you don't talk about the regulations, and also I think it's a huge topic in this economic circularity of blades and other stuff. Thank you.
Okay, so as Promise mentioned, there are some countries that are already banning the landfilling of these blades. So we know there's something, and we have made some research on how are they managing this. These regulations, as you mentioned, are not easy to address because sometimes they just say this, and in 2 weeks, 1 month, they change everything. So what we are aiming is to just have a unique model that can be applicable to at least this region in France, for us to be able to manage all that stuff. Now, this we know that maybe getting into the B2B is a bit difficult, but we have already contacted some companies. We have contact with companies in the UK. They have already given us some feedback on how we can improve and we approach it to them. And here in France, we have already some feedback from companies as well. So our first step to approach them, we will be like to approach in a way that we can know how they, or get their know-how, how they involved in this business, and then we can deal with regulations and stuff.
Thank you very much. It's an issue for us in the future. So if you have idea and more idea to build some house like that, could be very interesting. But I'm not sure it's very cool one. Maybe you have some problem of conditioner or the material. I'm not sure that the material are adapted to in a house. Did you make the study of that? And but it's not my question. It's another question for the future. In the future, mainly, you have a lot of blades to recycle. How do you expect the development of your company? And now, how do you finance your working capital on that?
Okay, so I would speak to the first part. We are aware that the materials from which these blades are made from, there's a possibility to adapt them to other applications. For instance, you could adapt this for use as sound barriers. So speaking to temperature concerns, you're also able to work on this to re-engineer it in a way that it assists you to solve that problem.
So when it comes to finance, what you mentioned, as I mentioned, we have already expected 600,000 euros to our first investment. Our model allow us to have the return of the first inversion in about 2 or 3 years, which is something that I think is very feasible in this kind of market, because we are aiming to get around 80 to 100 blades per year. So we're starting in a small market with a small share of the market, and we are aiming to see how this can be scalable within time. But with this model, over 2 or 3 years, our initial investment will be fully covered.
Can I just add one more comment? Just to clear up any confusion, we're not the ones building the houses or whatever we're repurposing the blades for. The idea is that we're selling them to companies, and this is just one of the ideas of what they can do with this material.
Congratulations, and thank you again for the jury for your questions and comments. I would like just to mention that I have been working hard in this project at least 4 or 5 months, but I was not working alone. A big team from Labinov to begin, but also the coaches that you are knowing here, and many other of teachers that was teaching during these weeks. They are not here now, but they accomplished a very, very good job with you. And for sure, I can talk in the name of the IFP School. We are very proud of the projects you've done and what you're presenting. We saw a huge transformation from the first day when you arrived here with the need of learn or wanting learn something about innovation and what you achieved during 2.5 weeks creating everything that you created. So congratulations for all of you, for the 5 teams. I think that in some way you are winners because you won something that's the most valuable thing is the knowledge that you developed during during these 3 weeks. So congratulations for you again, but this is serious, guys. You have 500,000 Labinov euros, that is our special currency, to invest in companies. And you have just a few minutes. I hope that you are taking notes and you already decide how to invest this. And we will take a few break to that. And it's the last opportunity for you to vote because we will have the audience award and for sure the jury's prize in just a few minutes. Thank you. We are back live. We have the results here. Beside me, I have Marie that will announce the audience awards. But before the announcement, I just would like to give the words for our jury that, you know, it was a pleasure to have you here, and just your last comment before the results.
It was a really, really nice experience. I was really impressed by the pitch of each group. So congratulations to all the groups, and congratulations to the coach and for your work, both of you.
I just want to say thanks to the team, to the organization, which was great. And we had the opportunity to see a lot of brilliant ideas and brilliant people speaking. It was very nice, fresh moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to invite me, because it was very interesting. And it's a very fresh afternoon. If you made the same next year, if I could be here, I was very, very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
We are happy too. Thank you.
Well, guys, thank you very much for this opportunity. It was an amazing project, and we have very talented engineers here with us. So I'm very proud of our students, to be honest. And well, we only have a winner, and the winner is... No, I'm joking, of course.
Before the winner...
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Marie. We have audience awards. How many votes we have around?
That was really amazing, Joe, because actually we had a lot of people online. Thank you so much for joining us on the YouTube channel. And we had more than 550 votes. So congratulations.
Thank you so much for the participation. Yeah.
So I think it was very complicated to, find the winner between the 5 groups. And I know that the parents, I know the families, the friends, you all followed and you all helped regarding the vote.
Audience awards goes to
the Stimate team.
So good. The next, so the jury, I saw that was not easy for you. Invest in teams was not so easy, but I will begin with the 3rd place. So the 3rd place goes to the 2nd place, Marie.
For the 2nd place, the 2nd team is Sortex.
So, if you are at home, I would just like to describe the situation here. We are in a studio in the 4th floor at the IFP School, and all the students, they are in another room, almost in another building, at the 1st floor, and they are for sure seeing this live. So we would love to listen to what they are saying right now, but probably you'll see. Students, as know you are online with us. When we finish the announce, we will waiting for you here to deliver all the prizes for you. And the big winner of final pitch, Innovation Entrepreneurship at the IFP School 2025 goes to vote. Innovation Entrepreneurship here at the IFP School.